Nestled at the bottom of a private Selvadorian waterfall lies the Harluxe Retreat, an intimate getaway with stunning views and gorgeous interiors. Send your Sims here for a relaxing getaway, an adventurous Selvadorian vacation, or a romantic honeymoon. Hey guys, it's Kiarka here, back with another speed build, and that is exactly what we're building today. It is a waterfall retreat using one custom content pack, and that pack is the Harluxe pack. It was made, it was a collaboration between Felixandre and Harry, and they are my all-time favorite custom content creators. Most of their content is free, you should go check it out. They have a lot of packs, and most of them are in my game, and this one is also free, so definitely go get that, especially if you want to have this build in your game. So basically what we're doing here is we're building a tiny little waterfall. As you can see, I'm using the tool mod to create this waterfall like off lot a little bit. Originally there was like a lot of like Selvadorian like ruins here for like the adventurous like jungle adventure pack stuff, but I covered it up with these cliffs because I kind of wanted it to be a little bit separate from that. I didn't want this to seem like an adventure retreat, you know, like you could use it as that, but I wanted this to be more luxurious and private. So we kind of built this whole like cliff face to the left here. There is actually a really big waterfall on the left, and then we're kind of building like a baby waterfall on the right, so I guess they're like big brother, you know, little brother kind of situation. But in order to like create this illusion of the waterfall, basically I have these like green vines hanging above like where the waterfall would come out, just to kind of like cover up the entrance, like the mouth of the waterfall, because obviously it's just kind of like coming out of the rocks. The way I did set up this waterfall, it's a little strange because it kind of like comes out at the edge, like the lip of the waterfall kind of like floats a little bit in midair. I'm sorry about that. But you can kind of ignore it. It's not like super obvious. It's just like if you look at it from a certain angle, it looks a little bit strange because of the way the water is animated. But you know, just don't look at it like that. I mean, if you look at it from far away, you just kind of like play the game, you wouldn't even notice it. So if you guys do download this into your game, which I hope you do, it's a really cool build, please let me know. Show me. Check, you know, I have a Discord, you can show me there. You could just comment something about, you know, your experience with it. I really want to get a sense of how, if you guys are playing with my builds, like how you are playing with them, and if you enjoy them and things you would change, because in the future I do plan on making my builds a lot more, what's the word, like for the purpose of you guys playing with them, I guess is the way I would describe it. I mean, you'll see as we, you know, as I keep making videos what I've been thinking about. But if you guys have any notes at all about, you know, what you're looking for in terms of gameplay with, you know, characters or with builds or anything like that, please let me know, because I would love to see you guys, you know, start using these in your games, because that would just be so awesome for me as a builder. It'd make me feel like a real like architect, you know, if I could like build something that you guys actually use. That'd be really cool. So of course, let me know if you guys have any feedback, as always, or, you know, feedback specifically about this build, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. That's okay too. I understand if you don't like the way the waterfall water glitches a little bit, but you know, feedback is always welcome here. As you can see, we are finishing up our little waterfall. I'm actually quite happy with how this turned out. I'm like, you know, natural, like, what's the word? Elements like this are sometimes hard for me to do. I'm much more of an interior designer. I mean, that's kind of what I'm studying in real life. So doing like landscape design and like natural building stuff is a little bit harder for me, like building mountains and hills and, you know, forest stuff. Like, I tend to just kind of like throw a bunch of like trees and bushes and flowers and just kind of call it a day. But for this particular build, I wanted to challenge myself to make like an actual like natural element, which is this waterfall here. And it turns out so much better than I thought it would. At least I think. I mean, the water is still glitching a little bit, but I think it's okay. But yeah, I think it looks really, really cool. I'm so jealous of those other builders who can literally just like create like crazy like custom natural elements. It's so crazy, the stuff people build, and I really think that's the key, I think, to like making super realistic looking builds, is getting your natural elements down, which I just haven't yet. I don't know. I'm working on it though, and this waterfall I think was the first step towards that. So let me know if you guys have any tips or tricks about doing natural elements, because I certainly could use some advice. Anyway, so the way that this house is kind of situated, it's just, oh my god, it's so lovely. You basically like have this whole like jutting section that comes out into this pool where the waterfall, you know, where the water like collects at the bottom. And then it's gonna like come off to the side, and then we're actually gonna extend this waterfall pool all the way around, so like the whole like house is actually on top of water. Except for the back section, which is connected to land, because you do have to get into the house somehow. And then the way I kind of set up the actual layout of the house is you have these 2 decks that come off. So the deck on the right is more like the deck where people will kind of like go if they want to swim in the water, because I figured like it'd be safer for them to swim farther away from the waterfall, just like logistically. Like, yeah, I was thinking in terms of like realism. And then the deck on the left is going to be more like a viewing the waterfall kind of deck. So you wouldn't really swim on the left, but you would swim on the right. Is kind of what I was thinking when I was planning this out. I don't know why, but for my Sims build, I always like think about safety, even though it doesn't matter at all since it's a video game. But I'm always like, oh no, I don't want like that Sim to like drown or like stub their toe or something. But you know, I think I'm too empathetic to the freaking little virtual pixels on my screen. Anyway, so we're gonna go in and we're gonna start putting in our wood. It was very hard for me to not like put other custom content like in this build. Like I said, the only, you know, set I was using here was the Harluxe set. But I have so many other sets, especially by Harry and Felix Andre. So I was like struggling to not use more. And of course, let me know how you guys feel about me building like this, where I have like one specific custom content set I'm using. The reason I did it for this build is because I've had the Harluxe set in my custom content repertoire for a while now, and I just haven't built a lot with it, and it's such a beautiful set. Like, you'll see a lot more of the objects pretty soon, but it's so beautiful, and I wanted to use it more, so I just kind of decided to make a build that was like specifically to kind of showcase some of the objects in that set. So let me know how you guys feel about that. If that's something you want to see me do more in the future, you know, like set specific builds. It certainly makes it a lot easier for you guys to download, since you would only need to download one custom content set. But you know, let me know what you guys think. As always, I love, you know, getting feedback. It's the only way that I ever know what's going on. Anyway, so as you can see, this is our entrance in the back. It's a door and a deck, and I thought about putting like a little wall feature here, but I ended up scrapping this because it was just kind of looking a little bit strange. What we do instead is we just put these slats on just to, you know, spice up the wall a little bit so it's not so boring. And then we're gonna go and put some more green life, more plants, more palm trees. Guys, this looks absolutely beautiful. I'm so jealous of the Sims who get to stay here. This looks like a wonderful retreat. But as always, at the same time, like me being an anxious person, I would also get anxiety being here. Just, I don't know, I think I'd worry about like snakes and stuff with like all these like green bushes around the water. I worry about like water snakes and like, I don't know, the waterfall would probably freak me out. I don't know. I'm super high in anxiety as a human being, if you guys haven't been able to find out yet. So I always build these builds and I'm like, wow, it's so stunning. But then if I had the opportunity to go in real life, I'd be like, I'd probably be very scared for no reason at all. But that's just me. Anyway, so we're getting into like the roof now. What I originally did is actually put like a wood kind of roof here, and we actually tweak this a little bit later on. The roof is going to change, so don't fall in love with it, because, you know, things change sometimes and we have to accept that, and this roof is going to change a little bit later on. So yeah, if you hate it, then good, because it's gonna change. But as you can see, we have this like whole glass ceiling on the right, and that's where our kitchen and living room area is gonna be, so there's a lot of sunlight there. You're definitely gonna have to wear sunscreen though, like even if you're just chilling in the house, because of this, you know, skylight, and this seems like a very sunny, bright place, and I don't want anyone getting sunburned, so make sure your Sims are wearing sunscreen. Yeah. Anyway, so on our swimming deck, I'm gonna go in and start putting in some furniture. So first we're putting in these lounge chairs, and I actually end up putting these in the color blue, and that's gonna kind of define our palette from here on out. We're gonna have like these very strong deep blues, some really nice greens, a lot kind of a richer, cool tone palette, and you'll see that as we get to the inside especially. And I don't know why I chose blue, because usually, like, my first instinct was to do, like, a white or, like, an orange chair, but it was, like, so bright, and I wanted to add a little bit more color into this build, especially since it's in such, like, a lush, beautiful environment. I didn't want the interiors to be boring, you know, because I feel like sometimes my instinct as a designer, for some reason, I tend to go very neutral. I've noticed in my builds, I've done, like, very, like, neutral interiors before, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think they turn out very pretty sometimes, but I wanted to challenge myself, do something more colorful, bring in, you know, more life into this build. That being said, this isn't like a crazy colorful build. We just have, you know, some pops of blue and green here and there, but let me know what you guys think of this color palette, because I'm always looking for feedback, like I have stated a million times in this video. So you have that double lounge chair on the left, which, you know, the idea is if you had two Sims here, they could like cuddle up on the lounge chair, or even a single Sim could just like sprawl out. But I did imagine that this would probably be used for a couple. Like it could be, like I stated in the beginning, could be a romantic honeymoon, especially with the new wedding pack. I think this would make a lot of sense for that. Or if you are like bringing your Sims here for like the whole jungle adventure, you know, thing that you could do here, it could also like, you know, work as a rental for that as well. But of course, if you do use it, let me know, because I'm very, very curious as to what you guys actually do with these builds. Anyway, so on the left here, as you can see, we have our viewing deck. So this is the deck where you'd come out to just watch the waterfall. So we have like a little outdoor seating area there, and then we're gonna bring in some outdoor couches. So you can eat, you can lounge, you can do whatever you want, but you're probably gonna need some like mosquito repellent or something, because I feel like there's a lot of, I feel like just like sitting out here by the water, you'd get a lot of bugs. So just be careful with that. Not that I would know. I've never actually like been to like a waterfall area. I've been to like the Niagara Falls when I was like a very small child, and I don't remember it at all, but I have a picture of it, so I know it happened. But other than that, I'm not sure if I've had a lot of waterfall experience in my life. I think maybe like little waterfalls just in random forests I've come across, but not like waterfalls that particularly stick out in my memory like this one would probably in real life. But let me know. I mean, it's a riveting conversation, isn't it? Like, what is your waterfall experience, you guys? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so we're gonna go in and we're, I don't remember if I actually end up changing this paneling or not. I think I don't, because I wasn't like loving the all white, but I think I actually end up keeping it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. But I was just looking at other exterior trims just to see, you know, like what would work for the wallpaper. I thought about making it blue, but it just wasn't the right shade of blue. It didn't exactly match the blue that was on the seats, and you guys know me. I need like my colors to like match. Like they need to be like super in tune with each other, or I go absolutely crazy. We're just kind of extending and adding more detailing to the front deck, and then we're gonna go in and start doing our interior. So this is a pretty small retreat, but I mean, I feel like that's kind of what you get with a build like this, because I mean the lot itself is like, I think it's like a 40 by 20 or something, so it's very long and narrow, so that kind of lended itself to the house, which as you can see is very long and narrow. It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and the bedroom itself, I think it's just kind of like connected by this arch here, so it's not really a private bedroom. It's kind of more laid out like a studio, I would say. But you know, let me know what you guys think. And we have this in like entire wood interior, which definitely feels like a bit of a fire hazard. But you know, I mean, I don't think it would be really interesting if the Sims like had like materiality actually dictate like the way physics work in this game, don't you think? Like imagine if your kitchen was entirely wood, and then if you started a fire in the kitchen, like the whole kitchen would set on fire a lot faster than if it was like, I don't know, like concrete or something. Wouldn't that be interesting if they actually like had materials function as different materials? That would be way too complicated though, so it's not gonna happen, but it's a fun thought. But as you can see, we are basically starting off with our bathroom here, using all those things from the Harluxe pack that I talked about. Just absolutely beautiful pack. Like, look at that bathroom, it's so stunning. I'm not sure how functional this bathroom is because of the way I kind of laid it out. I think it'll work, but if you're having trouble with it, of course, feel free to change anything around that you want. You don't sign any sort of contract when you download these builds, so you can change them, you know, to your liking. And we have a vanity here by these beautiful windows that look, you know, near the waterfall, adding in some plant life. I love these windows with the shutters. It's just so stunning, and like they're so big and you get such a beautiful view out of it. Like guys, this place would be so beautiful to stay in. But you know, let me know what you guys think in terms of like if you had to vacation here. Like would this be your type of thing, or are you guys more like city people, or more, I don't know, like cottage in the countryside kind of person? I mean, I think I'm more of a city person in terms of what I like for, you know, like if I had to like go on a vacation or a trip. I think I like exploring cities a lot more than like in the middle of nowhere kind of things. But at the same time, I do like have this appreciation for like how beautiful this natural environment is. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'd stay here for a few days, but I'd stay in a city for like a week or two. You know, I feel like that's the balance that I got going on with me. Anyway, so we're almost done with this bedroom here, keeping it very simple. I didn't want it to seem very cluttered because I feel like being here, like it has to be very relaxing. It has to be very, what's the word? Just just not clutter, just very flowing, very relaxing and calm. I just use all the same words that I already used, but I feel like you guys are getting what I'm saying. I just wanted it to be a relaxing place. I already said that. But yeah, so, I mean, I guess kind of what I was thinking was this would kind of be some sort of Airbnb, so that kind of also lends itself to being a little bit more minimalist, is that there wouldn't be a lot of, like, personal clutter. Though I suppose, like, I mean, maybe you could, I don't really think you could live here permanently. It's not really designed for that, but, I mean, you can't even live permanently in Selvadorian anyways, so there's no point. Which I'm still surprised, and I feel like they should definitely change that. I feel like there's no reason why Sims shouldn't be able to live in vacation worlds, because I'd have so much fun living, like, moving my Sim to this world, but for some reason, it has not happened yet, but it's okay. I forgive the Sims team for now. Anyway, so as you can see, we're doing our kitchen here. Again, keeping it very simple. Look at that beautiful sink. Like, Harry, Felix, and Andre, they, like, blow my mind every single time. Every single set I see, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, and it's free. Like, it just, I can't deal with them. They overwhelm me with their amazing content. But as you can see, basically just very simple kitchen, sink, stove, and fridge. Nothing fancy, nothing too extra, just kind of keeping it, you know, to the basics. And then we're gonna go in and we're gonna put in a living room area on the right here. It would probably make more sense to have a dining area here, but like there's already a lot of spaces to dine, because you can dine here in the counters or you can dine on like the viewing deck, but there's not a lot of living room space, so I decided to just make it a living room instead. But that being said, there is no TV. We just have the couch kind of facing these big windows out into, you know, nature, which I feel like would be a beautiful view, and that should be TV enough if you're out here, I feel like. And then you could just, you know, lay back and, you know, look at the worlds go by, I guess, and that's your TV. And then over here we're gonna put in a little bit of a speaker so you can play some music, you can dance. If you're on your honeymoon, you can slow dance by, you know, by the water. I feel like that'd be so romantic. Adding in a few last details from the Harluxe set. Everything's just kind of tying together now. Using my tool mod to move things around. And then we're gonna put in a rug, and then I think we're about done. I'm not quite sure what else I do. I think I'm done. Anyways, oh no, we put in like one chair on the front deck. Anyway, so let me know what you guys think of this build. If you have any, you know, special names for it, I'm just calling it the Harluxe Retreat because that's very accurate of a description. But let me know if you guys have any more, you know, interesting names. And let me know what you think of this video. Let me know if you have any future build ideas, build challenges, character ideas, or even random things like character names even, because I always struggle with names, and I know you guys have some cool names to tell me. And yeah, I hope you guys had a wonderful week. I had a very nice spring break. I'm gonna start classes pretty soon, so I'm gonna get back into the swing of grinding until I'm miserable. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.